Okay, I think our overlay actually loaded in on the first try. It's, astonishing, I guess. I guess. Hi. We are gonna continue with Shadowbringers, I guess. I've been dying to play. When I say like, I've been just finding anything I could do on this game to distract myself, and playing other games, honestly, because I just am dying to progress. Okay, I feel like my light was a little bright, but honestly I can never tell. But yeah, I've been trying to level up some of my gatherers. Just trying to do anything to distract myself from the fact that I could not continue in Shadowbringers, but luckily I won't feel like that as much because I have changed my schedule and added 2 new days. I posted about that and it's on my channel too, so anyways, yeah. Let's go pick up our next quest from Alphano, I believe. I feel like excited is kind of an understatement at this point because I just, like, I've been trying everything to distract myself from the fact that I couldn't just continue the quest and just see more of Shadowbringers. Okay. Man, I'm excited. Okay, let's go pick up that quest from him. I actually, surprise, I did do some work off stream towards getting all the aether currents in this area, but I believe there's an area that's closed off to me that I couldn't get to yet. Because I am so early in Shadowbringers, it appeared to be like this big elevator lift type deal, and I couldn't get around it, so I couldn't get anything from over there, but I have, you know, a big surprise. I have some. That doesn't look very impressive now that I look at it, but it took a while. I was doing like a whole little quest line, which I assume will continue on the other side or at a different point, but I was trying to at least get a head start. Get the ones that I can get, so that I don't have another Stormblood situation where I did okay in Heavensward, actually. I have all of them except for the Western Highlands. I have a few of those missing. And thank goodness I have it for the Churning Mists, because the Moogle Beast Tribe quest would be so much more difficult without it. But anyways, I'm trying to not have a Stormblood situation. I really missed out on those. I'll get them at some point, but you know, it's not as important now. Alright. I think my cutscenes might have been a little bit quieter than I thought they were last stream, which I guess would have been Friday. But I think it was me having my system, like, master volume turned down a little bit more than I usually do, so I think they should be okay in this one. Because the volume levels looked the same for me, but I think because they were turned down lower there, I couldn't tell. But anyways. Go ahead and get a drink before they throw me into all this dialogue. Maybe it'll be voiced, who knows. I remember where we are. I think we're working with someone to get into the city of Yulmore, I think. We gave that one guy our plan to get in there, so now we have to come up with something else, I believe. They say kindness is its own reward, but Trystal has repaid us with a gift as timely as it was unexpected. We will, however, need to act upon his advice before another painter steps in to fill the vacancy. That's right, we're going to use that paintbrush to convince him that we paint. I'm not sure why you wouldn't just bring like a painting and claim that you made it, but that's okay. Anyways, thankfully I do have some modest skill with a brush. Nothing approaching that of a true artist, of course, but enough to play the role, I would hope. As for you, well, if you don't mind taking a subordinate role, mayhap you could pose as my assistant? And then it is settled. All we need to do now is return to Gatetown and await the next appearance of those vile jesters. I'm surprised that, I mean, I guess they've been here long enough that they're not so worried about it, but I'm surprised that Alphino and Alize aren't doing something together. Especially because they didn't know they were going to ever see each other again. But, right, it makes sense, I guess. They've all got important things to do. It makes sense to spread out and get stuff done quicker. Come on, Chonkabo, you can do it. There you go. I loaded up on some more Geisel greens, so my Chocobo can come out into battle. And we were running on like maybe like 4 or 5 of those left. We don't want to leave Dracaris out, do we? Little extra help never hurt. Okay. That was quite a walk. Here they come. They're so spooky. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention once more. What a day it's been for the folks at our door. We welcomed a peddler who made pearls from a plum, and now we have a place for a painter with a plum. So come along and don't be slow. It's time to let your colors show. You're very creepy. I don't want to make them sound as creepy as they normally sound, because I can paint. Portraits, at least. Landscapes and still lifes are so rarely commissioned these days. Oh, I thought I spied some new faces in the crowd. What fortune that you should feel at ease around an easel. Okay. What proof have you of your prowess? Any masterpieces on your person? Sadly not. Everything I paint is soon sold. Such is the life of a working artist. I have only my brush to testify for me, though we will note that it has seen no small amount of service. I see nothing in that hand, Alphino. Aha! Likes to paint, both old and new. A tool much loved and much used. Not a prop to be conjured on the hop. Very well. Come with us and we'll put those talents to the test. I find it very unsettling that they rhyme sometimes, but not all the time. And who is this hanger-on? Well-wisher or parasite? Why, this is my assistant. She whose unfailing support allows my art to flourish. I will go with her, or not at all. I said, not at all. Parasite, then. We shall leave her fate in the hands of your new employer. It matters not a whit to us. And having filled our last vacant space, we retire to Eulmore's sweet embrace. They are so creepy. Oh, mercy me, the mole. Mule? Mule, I guess. We almost took our leave without leaving a loving token. We must empty the sacks ere we make our way back. I'm telling you, something weird going on with that mule, whatever it is. Might not be fish, but it sure is fishy. No, sorry. Wow, okay, I was wrong about it not being an actual city.
Is beyond us. The lament of all but saints and fools, and the comfort of the lords and ladies of this accursed place. Once they held fast against the madness, only to embrace the
Man, they party here.
delight in the end
Kinda
of
cool.
days.
I know there's got to be something not good going on at some point, but looks like a party.
Perhaps in rapture they seek to lose themselves and the misery they share. Or perhaps for them alone, the promise of eternal pleasure really does hold true.
Okay. It's very interesting. It looked nice in that cutscene, but I'm excited to actually go. Welcome, welcome to the city of final pleasures. Feel free to weep at its magnificence. No, not even a single tear. Moving right along then. Our first task is to register you as residents. You know, make it all nice and official. We'll smooth the way, so you just need to put on your happy faces and head through the joyous hall. The Bureau of Immigration is in the first room on the left of the side of the passage. Declare your name and occupation in a nice, loud voice. The clerks will tell you where to go from there. Oh, and pay no mind to those folk off the side of the road. Much like the hopefuls in Gate Town, they haven't earned their right to enter the city proper. So they got told that they could come here, and then they didn't actually get to go. Pretty ass. If, however, you enjoy basking in the envy of your fellow man, then by all means, take your time. But why waste another moment? Go, enjoy the beginning of your new life in paradise. So do they just stay here forever? They don't go anywhere else? The Bureau of Immigration, was it? I suppose we had better show ourselves willing for the time being. Alright, let's go ahead and go in. I feel like it's going to be so pretty. I saw it in the cutscene, but... Ooh. Interesting. Said on the left, didn't they? Not this left, I'm guessing. Oh, it's a city with lots of levels. Probably as much of a maze as Ul'dah used to be. Ul'dah. Okay, aren't I supposed to yell my name and occupation to him? So strange. It's really cool though. Very unique from a lot of the places in this game, which I feel like is just an extension of how like everything about Shadowbringers kind of stands out from the rest of the game prior. Welcome to Yulmore, fortunate friends. May I have your names? I'm Alphino, an artist, and this is Muconix, my assistant. Yes, I was informed of your imminent arrival. We can forego the usual interview and begin the processing your registration papers forthwith. That's weird. Why don't we have to go through what everybody else goes through? Now, the citizens of Yulmore are divided into two classes. There are the free, who are blessed with the favor of Lord Valthree. I don't remember how to say that, sorry. And the bonded, who work in the employ of the free. You will be joining the ranks of the bonded. Your duties are to serve a patron in the capacity for which you were chosen. In your case, painting pretty pictures. That's weird. Should your patron dismiss you for any reason, you must find another sponsor among the free, or accept work as a general laborer. Kind of sounds like they just kind of kick everybody out and have everybody work as a general laborer and use them for whatever crazy shit's going on here. That's just my take. I don't know. I see. And might you tell us something of the patron we are to serve? The two patrons, actually. Chai News and Lulia Chai, the mystal couple who most refer to themselves as the Chais. They're both gentle souls, but I would ask that you conduct yourself with respect and humility, for your own sake as much as theirs. Now, a moment please, while I complete the relevant paperwork. All in order. These are your registration documents. So weird. I know we're here because we don't trust it, but I don't know. Take those papers next door and submit them to the clerk. Once they've been stamped, you will officially be Morian citizens. Yay. Enjoy your new life in paradise. Sure. If that's what you want to call it. Welcome to the Bureau of Registration. Papers, please. What have we here? Alphino, artist. Euconics, artist assistant. To be employed in the service of Lord Chai News and Lady Julia Chai. Yes, everything seems to be in order. Your registration is hereby approved. I think it best that we deliver you to the Chai residence before. Oh dear. What's wrong? Do our clothes smell? You smell hideous. Thank you. That's really sweet. Did you crawl here through a ditch? It's like an unholy miasma of dust and sweat and the musk of some unwashed beast. That's very kind. Thank you. Proceed directly to the lousery next door and scrub yourselves clean. Use whichever showers are free. After you've rinsed away that stench, you'll want to splash yourselves with this perfume. Liberally. That's weird. Once you've made yourself presentable, then you may proceed to the Chai residence. Cornine, the guard by the stairs, will give you directions. Looks like that perfume's gonna hypnotize us. I don't know, I don't trust anything here. I hadn't realized we were so aromatic. Well, I don't think we are. I think they probably tell that to everybody, and then they hypnotize them with their hypnotizing perfume. I don't know. I'm talking out of my ass. I just don't trust them. But I know that's why we're here, so. Okay. Interesting. Ah, someone in that one. I didn't expect that. You rinse yourself clean in the stream of water. Yay. To be fair though, I haven't seen a lot of like baths or showers in this game, so Outside of like housing stuff. Maybe we do smell. Oh. To apply the perfume. You apply the perfume as directed, and the delicate scent of roses fills the air. That's weird. I don't know. Oh, you've showered and dressed already, have you? Is it not? That is to say, it seems rather exposed for one's ablutions, does it not? These are all very funny options, and I don't know which one to pick. Bringing up Estinian or Alice would be fun, but I'm gonna say hurry up and shower, Stinky. Hurry up and shower, Stinky. Fine, just a quick rinse then. Don't forget your fancy perfume, Alpha no. Well, that was bracing. I believe the lingering smells of the road have been successfully expunged. Shall we go and present ourselves to our new patrons then? I guess. Can't do anything else here. So because we are here under like, I don't know, working terms, does that mean we don't just get to like party and like, I don't know. Oh jeez. You're looking to present yourself to the Chais, are you? Let me explain how the city's laid out then. Imagine 3 layers, one on top of the other. The layer here is called the uterus. Above us is the understory, where the military has its headquarters. What? Okay. And above that, you've got the canopy, which is where the free citizens of Yulmore spend their days. That was the fancy, like, strip club type deal that I saw in the cutscene. If you want to find your new patrons, you'll need to keep climbing until you run out of stairs. Then look for the Grand Dame's parlor. They'll be in there, like as not. Wow. Cool. Perhaps more of a maze than Ulda is, maybe. Really is a lot of stairs. Oh. Very cool. According to the message engraved in the base, special permission is required to use this aetherite? Okay. Damn. Well, I won't use that then. Maybe we'll get it afterwards. A lot going on here. It's really pretty. Wow.
Who's this then?
Me.
Lord and Lady Chai, pray forgive our intrusion. I am given to understand you were in search of an artist.
Ah, you must be the new,
Artist. I just said that.
Oh, goodness me. What an adorable boy. That silken hair, those
A lot of
pearly
rings
cheeks.
on.
Oh, and you even smell wonderful, like a bed of flowers.
So does everyone not have that perfume here?
I approve of this one, dearest. I am positive he will paint us the most delightful pictures.
Yes. Well, as long as he paints better than that talentless wretch we sent packing last week.
No pressure.
Wonderful, wonderful. Welcome to Yulmore.
Alphino, if it please you, my lady. And this is my assistant.
Your assistant? I've heard of folk bringing in family members, but this seems a bit irregular. Aren't you a little young to have a protege?
Sorry, there's a lot of cats to be amused here. Bye. Not to get distracted, but they're just really funny.
We are family in all but name, my lord. Though we share no blood, we have stood by each other through life's many challenges, resolved to prevail together or not at all.
If we're just supposed to, or if Alphino is just supposed to be a painter, I feel like that's kind of... That sounds really dramatic for just like, oh, she's helped me get paint when I'm out. Not like we've like...
Of all people, 'tis she who best understands my work. With her unique insight guiding my hand, the art I create is sure to satisfy your expectations. Once the picture is begun, of course, I shall have no need of constant encouragement. And so I wondered, rather than her being in your way, might it then be permissible for my assistant to explore the city she has so longed to see?
I feel like that's gonna make us seem shady, like right off the bat. Because you made it sound like I was super important to the process. Or they're just gonna have me do something else.
Her priceless contribution to my art. I thought it only fair that I make this humble request on her behalf.
Oh, did you ever hear of such devotion? Of course your assistant must have her wish. She shall be free to roam to our heart's content.
I feel like that's a lie. I don't know. I might just... I'm gonna quit being so pessimistic.
Isn't that right, darling?
Oh, yes. Yes, of course, dearest. Quite right.
I don't think he likes me. So do I have permission to use the aetherite now? Jeez. If I'm gonna be permitted to explore, don't I kind of need that to do so? I sit at the table with him, I don't want to be rude. Oh, okay. Nice. Still getting the gear that I think I already have. Now you have the opportunity to experience Yulmore. I suggest you make the most of it. Explore the city, top to bottom. In other words, I would start with the canopy and go from there. Try wandering around the market stalls, mayhap? Such places are usually filled with colorful characters, only too eager to share local gossip with a friendly visitor. How did I live here now? Citizen. I would appreciate it, of course, if you could share any discoveries with me in turn. We should both learn as much as possible about our new place of residence. We're talking right in front of them. I don't think that's very smart. Anyways. Ooh, lots of stuff. Look, I could have bought these here. Fancy blue shrimp. Cool. Oh, hello there. A fresh register, are we? You seem a little lost. Yep. Well, it is lovely to make your acquaintance. Speaking of acquaintances, you wouldn't happen to have run into my attendant on your wanderings, would you? Big, strong lad, long hair, tied back. He was escorting me on a shopping errand when I realized I dropped my handkerchief. Now I've been waiting here all alone while he's been off searching for it. I'm not terribly fond of being alone. If you do see him, I would be obliged if you could pass on this message. Forget the silly handkerchief and return to my side at once. Okay. Considering this area that I can search in, I don't feel like they've gone that far. But surely knowing this game, they're hiding behind a wall or something over here. Oh, no, they're up on here, okay. Up here, yeah. Hiding behind a wall, oh my goodness. Your UI layout is awesome. I should really work on mine. Well, thanks. Well, I can't see it right now, but it's really fun to work. I did some work on it before, but I had to do a lot of work on it to get it to work with my layout for streaming. So that's why I did a lot of it. But I like the little map between the hotbars. I saw it somewhere on somebody's, and I just thought it seemed nice. And welcome in. I hope you're having a good day. Congrats on losing the sprite icon. Thanks. That should be congratulatory, but I'm kind of terrified for people to expect me to know what I'm doing. So I didn't realize I lost it because I didn't know you had to log out and back in to see, so I got on there to just mess around after my stream Friday. Noticed it was gone and I like freaked out, but it does feel kind of nice. But I also feel like I'm not worthy of losing it yet, but you know, I guess I am. Wicked White, that was too close. He was literally like about to die. Thank you, friend. I don't know what I would have done if you hadn't come along. I was trying to rescue my lady's handkerchief, you see. The wind must have blown it over the edge, but luckily I caught onto something. I could just stretch out far enough. Oh, and welcome in, Auroras. I hope you're having a good day. Goodness, I feel like you could just get her another one. She's my entire world. Without her, I am nothing. Okay. When I first came to Yulmore, I thought only of improving my lot in life. There is so much more to the city than wealth aplenty. There is no war here, no conflict. The residents all treat each other with warmth and respect. Except for the people that get kicked out on their ass all the time, I guess. My mistress has been ever so kind to me, and I can think of no other place in Kalusia where I could possibly be happier. Sorry, I might have gotten a bit carried away. I find it hard to stop when I start counting my blessings these days. They seem happy here, but maybe too happy, you know? Please, you should come with me to meet my lady. When she hears of your deed, you'll be witness to her generosity firsthand. Do you think I knew you were over here, man? What? Lonely, you say? Curse my clumsy feet. I must return to her immediately. Okay. excited to be back to Shadowbringers. I was glad that I finished off the week with it, because then I could start fresh with a whole week of Shadowbringers with my new schedule, by the way. I added 2 extra days. I'm very excited. That was like my starting out schedule, kind of. I feel like I've talked about that enough, but I'm really excited because then I had like a whole weekend where I just streamed the weekend before, so. My attendant told me everything. I'm so very grateful that you were there to offer your assistance. As if he were a member of my own family. Could not live the wonderful life I lead without him. We free citizens owe the bonded our unending gratitude. Mayhap in another society, our different standing would breed prejudice or resentment, but in Yulmore a most glorious measure is in place to avert this unpleasantness. Part of that measure requires that the free surrender their fortunes. On registration, all of our property, financial, intellectual, or otherwise, is given over to the city. In exchange, we are provided with ample funds and commodities to live a life of pampered luxury. Give them, like, their houses outside of here? Liberated from the concern of earning coin has an almost miraculous effect on people's outlook. There are no rivals to compete against, only fellow residents with whom to enjoy our tranquil existence. Now, if you'll excuse us, I must see what the markets have to offer you as a reward for the return of my handkerchief. Oh, and I've not forgotten you, of course, our courageous messenger turned rescuer. Well, thanks, I guess. I kind of thought my HUD looked kind of messy on here, but I don't know. Everything has its place for me, so it makes sense to me. I know I have a lot of unnecessary stuff on hotbars, but they're mine, so it's okay. All this talk of relying on the bonded, and I haven't given a thought as to what your duties might be. Hope I haven't interrupted your work unduly? I have nothing to do. A tour of the city, is it? Then you must really visit the beehive. It's always buzzing with activity. Local humor. Anyway, a lad by the name of Tista B usually has her seat next to the entrance. She will gladly speak to you on any number of topics, assuming you find yourself on her good side. Okay, I'm sorry, I have to be gone for just 1 minute. Just a super, super quick restroom break. Back in just a second. Be right back. I am back. I have returned. Okay, what are we going? We're gonna go talk to Tista B, maybe? We're definitely gonna talk to them. That might be how their name is said. Oh, no, wrong way. Use the map. Oh, here's the party room. Woohoo! Welcome to the beehive, my little drone. Okay, weird. Making the sting of excitement to liven up your day. I can tell at a glance when folks are new to our happy colony. It's the nervous fluttering you see. Always gives them away. Why don't we play some cards to set you at ease, hey? Quick game of high or low. It's simply a matter of guessing who has the bigger hand. Could we just put our hands up to each other and compare? No. If you win, I'll grant you a single favor. Within reason, of course. Interested? I guess. Ready for a game of high or low, then? I feel like I can understand the rules. Good for you. No time like the present, I say. Three cards for you, 3 cards for me. You flip one of yours over, and I flip 2 of mine. Oh, we're playing this. Okay, interesting. I don't. She flip. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so she has 9, 6. What, 18? Is that? I think mine might be a little lower. You're going with low then? Right, let's see what we've got. Hey! 16. Oh my god, I can't do math. I'm sorry. Yay! We won first try, I think. Yay! Congratulations, your guess was right. Usually I concede defeat at this point. Sore loser. Won on the first try and you're mad, huh? What do you say to a rematch? One more win, then we'll talk about that favor. I don't know. Another match of high or low? Come on now, little honeybee. We all need our diversions. No. What if I say maybe another time? I have to do it anyways. Can't imagine things will go as well this time, but I don't know. 3 cards for you, 3 cards for me. You flip one of yours over, and I flip 2 of mine. That's the same thing she said last time. She has the same amount again. I mean, I'll go with low again, I guess. Can't imagine we're gonna win this time, though. Hey, there we go. Not so bad. Well, would you look at that? I think you got a knack for this, newcomer. Congratulations. Victory's yours, as is the prize I promised. Oh, okay. I thought she was gonna cheat. That's gonna mean be it to assume, I suppose. Whisper in my ear then, and don't be shy. Tell old Tista what she can do for you. Don't know. Kind of just want to like know stuff about the city. He's frozen. He died. My internet appears to be fine. Okay. I guess I clicked on something accidentally while doing that. That's all. How delightfully wholesome. But if knowledge is what you want, then that is what you shall have. In my humble estimation, the most wondrous thing about this town is how safe we are from the Sin Eaters. They say Lord Balthury was born with the power to command them. Means no Yulmorian need ever raise a weapon in defense of the city. Was that the kind of thing you wish to know? If your itch still needs scratching, you might get a few words out of Lauren over there. There's not that Marisot likes more than the sound of his own voice. Okay. I feel like that was a lot of work for not a lot of information. We already knew that they were safe from them because that's why everybody was trying to get here. Huh, okay. What's that? New to you more, you say? Only just arrived and already you're looking to peel away the layers of mystery. I'm all for chatting, but you need to slow down and enjoy life, my friend. Tell you what. What an ass. You hop up on stage and give us a dance first, and then we can have our little talk. I don't think I'm gonna do that. Oh my god, I am gonna do that? Never mind, that's so fun. Hell yeah. We're gonna go up here? That's so fun. Alright. How fancy. We could have got a new dance just for this quest. That's the way. Dance like there's no tomorrow. Interesting. That's fun. Now that was the show. You're welcome to clamber up on stage anytime you like. Thanks. I guess. So, what was it you wanted to ask me? Ah, yes, something about our fair city. Well, I can tell you it wasn't always so peaceful as it is today. The Umorian army may be the very essence of military might, but even our forces saw grievous losses in the war against the Sin Eaters. Can't even give this stuff away. What's wrong with the drinks? Things changed for us, around 20 years ago now, when the old ruler's son came to power. He's got his way with the Eaters, you see. Turns them docile as house cats. I wouldn't be exaggerating to say they've become something of an ally to Yulmore. No longer an enemy to be feared, and that's not concerning to them. Doesn't somehow seem like he has something to do with it, maybe? And yet elsewhere, there are still fools who insist on fighting their losing battles. A toast to Lord Balthury. Toast. You've gained a preliminary sense of the city. The Chais and Alphino will be expecting your return. We were supposed to go from the city top to bottom, and we kind of just hung out here. That's fun, though. I wonder if we could get some kind of cool emote. Or like dancing like they have. They are getting it up there. So fun. Love that. It's actually really cool. I expected... Oh, what are these? Are these like rankings? Never mind, it's still weird. What is that? It could not be weird. It could be like a schedule of like who's dancing when. But if it's, I don't know. It just seems so like oddly like dystopian here, I guess maybe is what I'm thinking. No. Vomage, welcome in. I hope you're having a good day. We're on our second day of Shadowbringers, and I added some days to my schedule, so check that out on my channel if you'd like. I'm gonna be streaming a lot more days because I was really missing Shadowbringers over the weekend, so wanted some more days. Oh, you've returned from your jaunt around the city so soon? You needn't have hurried back. Young Alphino has yet to put a brush to canvas. One cannot rush good art, I'm told. Or good artists, apparently. Ah, finally. Done with the painting already? That's concerning. Does he have his old outfit on? Yay for Shadowbringers. I'm very excited. Huh? Oh. They didn't like his new poncho, I guess. I put together an ensemble out of the garments you chose. Is this satisfactory? How lucky for him that they chose colors and a style that was so similar to what he is used to wearing. Oh goodness gracious me! That last outfit was precious, but this makes you look positively dashing. You truly are a handsome boy. However might I decide? Decide? I don't recall this part of the artistic process. I just don't know, like, I left and, like, now they're, like, dressing him up. Exactly. The lad is an artist, dearest, not a dress-up doll. About time we set him to work for the reason why we called him here. Must we? I do love a good painting, but I thought since we were enjoying ourselves so thoroughly. Oh, I'd not... That is to say, as long as you... Just make sure you give the lad time to prepare. We know who will be upset if he's not ready to paint at a moment's notice. Huh? Who will be? We don't know. Whatever you say, darling. So, shall we pick up some Gotta quit trying to read so fast, sorry. Shall we pick out some jewelry next? Moving right along. Those tables kind of look like fruit. I think Alphino looks simply precious in more frilly fashions. He seems the most comfortable in traveling wear. So I settled on his current wardrobe. It's not a common style in Yulemore, and I can just imagine the heads turning as he strides through the crowd. Okay. Yeah, we said that. Oh, okay, the quest thing hasn't changed. That's fine. There we go. The delay, man. Now nobody can hear us over here. We've stepped away 2 steps. Last time when he was talking about, like, I should go look around and tell him anything I find, he was still sitting at the table with them. Lady Chai has a very particular sense of beauty, and apparently that extends to how I should dress whilst painting. But this obsession of hers works in our favor. The time I spend indulging these distractions is time you can use to continue your explorations. For this excursion, I'd like you to delve into the layer below us and sniff about the military headquarters. I'm sure the understory has its own tale to tell. This is when things are gonna get weird, I think. Alright, where are the downstairs? I said that as if they weren't on the map. My bad. My own good, I probably won't get more coffee than that, but never know. Did I go down too far? Oh no, I went down far enough, maybe? Oh, no, okay. Sorry, the city's a little hard to navigate for the first time, I guess. Interesting. It looks like we should come through here. And then go down, okay. Very confusing. And this definitely looks a little weird. I feel like whatever work they put, you know when they were talking about people that like don't do their jobs well enough, they can like either find someone else to do that job for, or they can just be like a general laborer. I feel like that has to do something with like they're producing something for this military, maybe? That could be like a bit like conspiracist or whatever of me, I guess. Where do I go? Just looking? Okay, maybe the things I'm supposed to be looking for in those smaller rooms, not so much on the one over here. What is going on here? Crying. You're one of the bonded, aren't you? Like me? Please, I need your help. My throat, I can't sing anymore. I've been making excuses, but it's just not getting better. If my patron thinks I'm of no use to him, then I need you to sneak out to the derelicts and describe my condition to Lowrich. Here's a list of symptoms and hunk of meal to pay for his medicines. Please, I have no one else to turn to. Always a bit harder when you don't have the massive players to follow. Is that what it was like when this came out? I can't imagine what Endwalker's gonna be like, especially with the massive influx of players in like the past 2 years. I will be very excited to see an expansion when everybody else is experiencing it though. They split each map into 3 instances to help with the player count. They may do more for Endwalker. Wow. I didn't know that. That's really cool. This will be the first time I'm around for any of this, so that is really cool. I'll be excited for the chaos. Hopefully I will have been able to do some minor PC upgrades before then. I'm going to be streaming it as well. Okay, we're to be down there. So we should have went farther down. Can we just use this, maybe? Ugh. I like how I don't know, the people have been talking about going very much the wrong way. Others, everything is so fair and nobody feels any like animosity towards each other. But also, only certain people can use the elevators. And the big 8th right in the middle says, do you need like special permission? I don't know. Don't see how that wouldn't be unfair. Not saying anything. Yeah, I can't wait. I imagine this is just gonna turn into like a shit show, but I'm excited for it. But I like that I don't know when to anticipate something happening, so it's very cool. Where am I supposed to go? Can't go through here. Oh. Aren't I supposed to be on this floor? Hmm. Yeah, no, I'm in the wrong part of this. My bad. Such a maze. Such a maze. Quite a maze. I hate how everybody up there in that city just ignores the fact that all of this is right underneath them and they just don't care. And I hate how realistic that is. You need medicines, tonics, potions. A cure for an ailing voice, is it? No, no medicine will cure this. He thinks your songbird has a lump in her throat. It must be cut out, sized, and even then the voice may never heal completely. Poor little songbird. Will they kick her from the nest, I wonder? Or simply silence her chirps? Ooh. Huh, your face. You didn't know? Of many of the hopefuls who enter the city, very few are ever seen to leave, even as corpses. Oh, you might see one or two fortunate fools hurled in from the balconies, but the rest? Gone. The town of nightmares it is. Not for this ship's rat, oh no no. I'm content to scurry around down here and nibble on the crumbs which fall from the table. This consultation is over. You have my verdict, and I have my meal. Good day. Okay. More confirmation that things are awful here, but that's what we're here to figure out, so. A wee bit more. We tuned to this? Yes, we did. I will say, I think so far I found this expansion definitely the most immersive of all of them. Just like the way they describe little things, and I don't know. I think I talked. Did I go too far already? I think I talked a bit before about how the descriptions. Yeah, I think I went too far. Okay. Sorry. The descriptions very much remind me of like things being described in like a D&D campaign or something. Just nice. That works. Did you get my medicine? Nope. Gotta get a piece of your throat cut out, sorry. So that's it? What am I to do if I can't sing? Ah, there you are, my sweet canary. Have you been crying again? Don't tell me your voice is still not on the mend. Oh, generous sir, have mercy. I've done all I can, but even the apothecary said. What he said, yeah. So you've been suffering all this time? I'm sorry, my pet. I didn't realize your affliction was this grave. But you needn't fret. I'll not reward your hours of trilling by casting you out into the street. You're too kind, sir. Like sit in his house and sing? But what use am I if I cannot sing? I fear the day I become more a burden to you than treasure. Then I shall have a word with Lord Vothry and arrange for your ascension. Heh? In that paradise where resides neither pain nor illness. Don't do that. That sounds like she's gonna die. Will your song ring out clearly once again? Or mayhap you think it a step too far? No, you would do that for me? Of course. Why, I would almost wish to hasten my own ascension, knowing your blessed instrument was waiting there to greet me. She said, what's going on? Mention. Ah, you must be a new arrival. Allow me to explain. As all know, the Sin Eaters exist to devour the sinful. Oh my god, they feed them? And that... But also do they serve together the souls of the innocent and shepherd them into celestial paradise. It is through Lord Vothry that we learned this truth. It is through Lord Vothry's grace and that the free people of Yulmore are destined to embrace salvation. We are blessed to spend our days surrounded by love and merriment, until at last we are called to our final rapture. Even the bonded may find a place within that host, should their patrons deem them worthy. They get eaten. Lord Vothry truly is a great man, isn't he? Ah, this whole city's a cult. What? Now if you'll excuse us, we must be on our way. May you find eternal salvation for the compassion you have shown my precious canary. No thanks, I don't want it. No. Man. Don't tell me if I'm right, obviously, but ew. Seems very worrying so far. We're going the canopy, which is up, right? I'll learn the layout at some point. A lot of people here, man. My computer can't do it. Alpha, no, things are very wrong. Oh, that's nice, though. Looks kind of like pencil, but it looks nice. 'Tis good to see you back. You were taking so long, I began to worry something had happened. I've begun sketching an outline for the portrait, but nay, the chies appear otherwise appear otherwise occupied. Will you share what your investigations have gleaned thus far? They are getting eaten. So, Lord Vothry boasts some sort of manner of influence over the Sin Eaters, does he? That would explain the reverence in which he is held by the citizenry. And as for this ascension business, I cannot help but be put in the mind of that apothecary in his ominous remarks. If so many folk have entered the city over the years, then where do they go? Okay. Interesting. Okay, so that's just an outline, so that's fair. Just didn't look like paint to me, so. I take my eye view for one moment and you're chatting away with that assistant of yours. Am I to assume the outline is done then? What in the blazes? What? It's so unflattering. Explain yourself, Alphino. Where's your artistic interpretation? It should evoke images of affluence and nobility and overwhelm the viewer with its boundless beauty. What? Lord Chai, you stated that this portrait was to commemorate your anniversary. Yours being a joyous union. It seemed to me that a realistic portrayal. Realistic? I don't want realism, I want perfection. A spectacle to slacken jaws and weaken knees. To make people cry out in amazement. Well, it's a painting, my guy. Now fetch a blank canvas and... There goes someone from the balcony. Damn. I say, did that come from above? He said, how odd. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. A tale to make you quiver and your noble blood freeze. There was a villain on the loose, set to ruin our fair city. But our Lord has got him now, and his fate will not be pretty. Yes, the hammer of justice is poised to come crashing down, and one and all who would watch it fall are invited to join his lordship in the offer. They're gonna watch him fall from the balcony? The malcontent, how dreadful. And this man is to face sentencing? That's right. In fact, if you're curious, it might be worth you going along for the experience. The offer they mentioned is part of the Emergent, the level above us where Lord Vothry resides. Ordinarily, you would be barred from entering, but it seems they'll be opening its doors for the next little while. The crown lift will take you up there. Oh great, we can use the elevator now. I'm so excited. We better not dawdle then. Like this expansion is just going to be a lot of me just slow blinking at the screen trying to process what's happening. All of the lift operators have the same hair. Like I've seen a few of them, but they've been different races. Ought to be interesting. Hope the game sound is at a reasonable volume.
That's him. That's Vothry.
Huh. Oh. Whoa. They look cool as hell.
He's attended by Sin Eaters. But how does he keep them from attacking?
Mercy! Mercy!
To use my character's emote.
By the 12.
Ugh.
Kaishia, what happened to you?
No, that's him. Oh, I forgot about him.
Who are these impudent louts? I do not recall requesting their presence.
Lord Vortri, what is the meaning of this? Why is this poor man bleeding to death on your floor?
Why? You ask me why? Because criminals must be punished. And this man is guilty of fraud. He came to us, claiming to be a man of business. Yet his subsequent conduct has shown him to be anything but. Yulmore is a city built on love for one's fellow man. Those who have naught to give and live only to take are a blight upon our society! To atone for this crime, I ordered that he fling himself from the balcony. And he had the temerity to weep. Please, my lord, anything but that. What then is a man of mercy to do, but offer the sinner another way to show his contrition?
Another way? Meaning what exactly?
Sin eaters are part of Yulmore's society, but they must be fed with ether. Living ether.
Told you. It's just getting eaten.
I demanded an offering of flesh, carved by his own hand, from his own hide. And still, he could not do as I asked. A wholly unsatisfactory performance.
Tis true that Kaishia won his place here by fraud, but his actions were driven only by a desire to share in your paradise. That you would cast him out, I could almost accept, but to humiliate him thus, to demand his very life? Is this truly the way of Yulmore?
Yeah, I think so. Nobody seems phased, except for us.
Oh, you dim, deluded child. Have you ever paused to consider what it takes to maintain such a paradise in this barren, broken world of ours? The guarantee of safety and stability. The knowledge that if one only abides by the rules, one has naught to fear. I alone can offer these things, for I alone can command the Sin Eaters. And thus am I alone the voice of justice, and any who oppose me, villains to be punished.
Is there a face coming out of the top left? Is left part of his chest? The person?
And people call this paradise.
You were granted a place in my city for a particular skill. What was it?
Painting.
Oh, an artiste! Then you shall paint a picture for me of Yulmore.
Oh, not a landscape.
If I find your art pleasing, then I may excuse this display of insolence.
Oh boy, what are you gonna say, Alphino?
gave you permission to tend to that criminal's wounds? I told you to paint me a picture!
I feel like he's really acting out of Alisaie's book for this one. I feel like that's how she would act if she was here. Would have told him off a lot sooner, though, I'm sure. Maybe.
What you need is a mirror, not a painting. It will capture the horror I see before me far better than I ever could.
Damn. I think she would have been kicked out long ago. Yeah. She would have been there, like, probably would have even gotten in the doors, honestly. They would have said something and she'd be like, that is not right. That's not right, actually. Yeah. I feel like we're gonna have a very lengthy stay here.
Did that little worm just insult me? I'll kill them! I'll kill them all! I'll enslave their minds! I'll torment them! Torture them! Then tear out their hearts!
Okay. I don't think Alisaie would last very long here. Sad. Oh, I don't think I asked how everyone's weekend was. Mine was pretty uneventful, I think, for the most part. I had the 4th of July, so I just, like, dumb, so I just kind of sat in my house annoyed by fireworks. But did anybody do anything fun? Forgive me. In my anger, I seem to have marched us back outside again. So it is probably best we leave the island altogether. I believe we've worn out our welcome in Yulmore. Been there such a short amount of time. In any case, I've seen enough of the world's self-proclaimed capital city to convince me that our battle against the Sin Eaters will find few allies in Kalusia. I will accompany you back to the Crystarium. We need to regroup and think on our strategy anew. Kaishir, I have done you a grave disservice. You were hungry and desperate, and I offered you a solution without once considering the risks inherent in you accepting it. If I'd but known the price you would be made to pay. He wanted to go. That's not Alphino's fault. You gave me everything I needed to make your idea work. It was me who made a mess of things, not you. But even after all the trouble I caused, you still stepped in and saved me. And now Lord Vothry wants us all dead. Why not come back with us to the Crystarium? I'm certain we will find work for you there, if you're willing. No. That would just be me leaning on your kindness again. I need to do some thinking. Learn how to stand on my own 2 feet. Very well. But you must promise us you'll be careful. The Yulmorians may well come looking for us. I'll keep my head down, don't worry. And you take care too. Give me the chance to repay what you've done for me. He's nice. Alphino. Aw. Lord and Lady Chai. What in the blazes did you do? You have the entire city looking for you. I took a peek at your unfinished portrait, Delphino. Now I've had many a beautiful and striking picture painted for me. There was something about your work. It was as if you had caught the very essence of our love and rendered it naked upon the canvas. It was bold, unflinching, and I adored it. Please, you must come back with us and finish what you began. I will speak with Lord Valthree and will vouch for your character. I'm sure we can smooth over any hard feelings. I don't know if she knows how. I'm sorry, Lady Chai. There are more important matters to which I must attend. More important? What could be more important than enjoying the days we have left to us to the fullest? Pray press me no further. We are leaving. But I will not presume to take the garments you were so kind as to procure for me. One moment. I wouldn't hear of it. Keep the clothes, you silly boy, I insist. And I shall make arrangements so that you can pass through the gate without causing a stir. I expect you to come and visit. So sweet. Or she seems sweet. I don't know. I think... my weekend was quiet. Online most of it. Yeah, I was doing a little bit of gathering. Unlocking some stuff, some ether currents. I think grinding another relic. Nice. Sounds like you had a pretty good weekend then. I will return, I promise you that. The outrage I witnessed must not go unanswered. Next time we meet, I shall be better prepared to confront the corruption which hides behind the glittering facade. So much story going on, I love it. Ooh, very fancy. Part of on the beach, okay. Part of the reason I even started wanting to level any of my like healers or just casters in general, I guess, which I'll get around to doing at some point. Or just for some of the gear that I've seen out in the world. So much cool stuff. What? I guess we could have just teleported there, but we're already pretty close. Whiptail, so cute. Thank you, my friend, for staying at my side through this whole sordid endeavor. While it's not quite the joyous outcome I'd hoped for. Hi, Simba. Our efforts have nevertheless answered a great many questions. Suffice it to say, our plans for saving the first are unlikely to involve the aid of Lord Valthree and his subjects. Come, we must speak with the Exarch and chart a new course. This is far from over. Hi, Simba. Do you have to sit in the monitor? Yes, of course I do. Yes, I do. Right, back in the Crystarium. Oh yeah, since I had that unlocked after Friday, I took a fair amount of screenshots throughout here. Just played around with cheapos. That's one way to do it, I guess. Once I figured out that I could go inside the ocular, I think is what it's called, and yeah, take some screenshots. Did you do the sightseeing stuff? No, I haven't really done most of the sightseeing stuff. I didn't really, I guess I just never really looked into what you do it for. I sound like I've never paid attention to anything on this game. Is it just for like completion's sake, or is there something else to it? I did like one or two of the little sightseeing things in like A Realm Reborn, I guess. I don't know. Sorry. I'm trying to go back and catch up. The problem is I have to catch up with a lot of stuff to unlock that I've missed. But I am getting through it off stream. My weekend was not just deposing. It is good to be back amongst friends. In such company, I can finally turn my thoughts to the future. But ere we discuss all we have learned and begin planning our next step, I think it best that you visit Alizé. Her familiarity with Amarang will no doubt provide us invaluable insight. And besides, I know she is as eager to see you as I was. Bring a smile to her face, Mikona. Right. Ready to depart for Amarang? Alizé will be overjoyed to see you safe. I know she was particularly concerned for your well-being. She, impressed upon me how regrettable the timing of her summoning was. Repeatedly. I only hope that my part in sending you to her will garner me some measure of forgiveness. Here. This is a letter of introduction addressed to a man named Cassard, the master of a merchant caravan. There are few who know the ways of the desert as well as he does. Find him at the Amaro Lounge, and he will see that you reach your destination. Hey, Simba. Excuse me. Need the keys, but you can sit there if you want. Thank you. Alright. Is that the same place we went last time? The Rookery, maybe? No. That's where we went to talk before we went, that's right. If you've come looking for work, I might have a spot for another guard. No. Read my letter. Read it now. Oh, a friend of the Exarch. Hoping to meet someone in Amarang, are you? And I shall be your guide. I was just about to set off for our outpost there, matter of fact, so we can leave right away. Assuming you have everything you need? I guess. What do I need? You can now travel to Amarang. Speak with the Maro Tamer to fly to the desert. Okay, cool. Works for me. Simba, you needn't be in the monitor. Needn't? Okay, we're just gonna go.
Amarang, From this parched earth, the nation of Nabath Arang once rose. When I journeyed here, long ago, I spoke with a sun-weathered elder. He told me Armarang meant majestic land in the language of his people. And so it might still be, were it not for the light's unrelenting onslaught.
Music is really nice, really like calm. Oof. No matter how many times I come here, the heat never fails to catch me off guard. Don't be surprised when the temperature drops at night, though. The sky is still bright, of course, but it gets brisk enough to make you shiver. Now, the Exarch's letter said I was to take you to the inn at Journey's Head, which is where this Alizé friend of yours is staying. But that's a fair old distance. So I propose we make a stop in Mord So to break up the trek, allowing me to attend to some business, and you to enjoy the local hospitality. Sound good? Good. Alright, you lot, I'm off. I'd better not see the goods covered in sand when I get back. Right, we head southwest, straight as an arrow. Okay. Wait. Okay, there's nothing to attune to there. Never mind. Oh, armadillos. Oh, cute. Don't attack me. I was complimenting you. Wow. The enemies here are so cool. Ooh, ether current. I'll get that in a moment. Stop here a moment. This is your first visit to Amarang, is it not? Before you cross the river of sand, you need to turn around and feast your eyes on that. Okay, hang on, let me get this. Antelope. Actually, no, my turtle. I think would be really cool for the desert. There we go. Ooh, I think I'm gonna make more ramen noodles tonight. They built them big, didn't they? That's Charles? Fortress meant to protect the northern reaches of Nabatharang. Serving what was left behind. I believe it when they say it was once one of Norvrant's mightiest nations. At least until the flood came along. Great chunks of Nabatharang's lands were lost to the light, the great city included. The few who survived didn't see much point in staying. Most of them, anyway. No, not many chose to come back here these days. Not with everything in ruins. Even that hulking great fortress has become little more than an Amaro roost for me and my caravan. Well, there'd be like a whole city up there. Not everywhere is as deserted as this place. Just wait until you see more so. Let's press on, shall we? the way, there are job quests in the Crystarium. Don't know if you found them yet. No, I haven't. I don't think I'm due for a new job quest yet. I don't think so. But I love when things kind of move to the new cities because you get to spend more time there. The Crystarium is really pretty. Big fan. Alright. I bet I'm attuning to this before I forget. If I don't, I'll get that quest and then I'll run back and do something else. Forget. And as far as crafting and gathering, mine are not leveled far enough to be anywhere near this. But that's exciting. Here we are, Mordso. By the Blessed Shadow, I love this town. Okay. Can we please go where I need to go? Mordso, not just full of Mord, but Humes and all manner of others too. It has long been a refuge for folk displaced by the flood, so the population is nothing if not diverse. Oh, have you met a Mord before? They might look like shifty little blighters, but a more welcoming lot you could never wish to meet. Speaking of which, we should pay our respects to the Master Gin. I'll go ahead and let him know we've arrived. Level miner 80, but some haven't even done the level 50 quest. I think my highest, I'm still working on leveling mine. I'm trying to do that off stream a little bit. I really liked my weaver when I started crafting, so I kind of went against what I was supposed to do and level them all at once. So my weaver's 60, that's the highest I have. I started doing them all at once. So now I have to get them all to at least a similar point. Besides that one, I guess. That one will have to be a little ahead until I catch the other ones up. Aww. Her. I don't want to say that's a kobold because I don't call anything the same things here. That would make me seem more out of place. I don't want to insult him.
Master Gengen, this is the friend of the Exarch I was telling you about.
Very good, very good. Though friend or no, all are welcome in Mordsook.
What a fun voice.
Sook is Mordish for city.
Oh,
As
Sook.
things stand, this Sook boasts the largest and busiest marketplace in all Armorang.
I didn't know if the Q would be pronounced or anything. Got hard to guess till you hear him in a cutscene. Sook.
You'll find ore from the mines here, of course, but all manner of other things too. Many of them rare. As I told you before, not many visit Armorang by choice, but Mordsook's a different story. Merchants come from miles around to purchase the relics the Mord dig up.
Aye, that they do. For Mord do not dismiss the spoils of the earth. We clean them and polish them and reveal to the world their true value. That is why they come here, come from far away, come with much money. And so our souk is always busy, busy, busy. No such thing as a thing no one needs.
You say
true.
it every time, Master Gengen. Some sort of family motto, wasn't it? Or perhaps a Maud philosophy, for which we should all be very grateful. Would that everyone was so willing to take in refugees regardless of race or creed. Now then, if you intend to spend any time here, you'll want to gain the trust of the locals.
I'd like to get where I'm going, please.
And there's a little custom all newcomers are expected to observe.
The cracking of the coin purse. You buy one thing from the market. Price can be low or high, just as long as you buy.
Okay.
As the good Maud says. In fact, the Exarch sent a little something to cover this very expense. A Verbert gold piece, no less. The first I've held in years.
Verbert gold? Real Verbert gold?
Here, newcomer, crack your coin purse with me.
Oh no, you want my goods, newcomer? I have jars and pots all smooth and shiny.
Over here!
Come and look.
You buy, you buy.
Enough of that! Calm, I say! This one must still journey through the barrens. Nothing bulky, nothing heavy, no pots.
Oh. Money.
Nothing better for the road than a full belly. Spend that piece at Ronron's place, yes? Eat for 3 before you leave.
I'm crazy. But you wouldn't think they would, considering how busy they said they are. I think they'd have enough business that, or at least sell enough stuff that, I guess that's probably more money here than I know, considering everybody has different currency than I'm used to. Everything's different than what I'm used to. Welcome to Ron's, traveler. I have wares to empty your purse and fill your belly. Take your time. Stare and sniff before you choose. No drooling on the merchandise, yes? Browse Ron's wares. You may move the camera as well as zoom in and out. Target a foodstuff and inspect it. That's fun. I like doing these little things. Meat. I didn't know if I was mush loaf. The middle is stuffed with bittersweet cactus fruits, so even if the bread dries out, it's still moist inside. Keeps you going in the heat. Oh, I have to do, okay. I think I know what meat is. That's my ever-burning bounty, made with the best parts of the lizard. Lizard? Cured with my special spicy spice. I find the smell challenging, but it'll warm you up on chilly desert nights. I've heard a smell described as challenging. Oh, you'll like those. Chewy skewers. And small frogs hiding under rocks. Sear with stick, then roast over fire. Crackly on the outside, gooey on the inside. Perfect for snacking. Worms? I thought they were shrimp. Everyone's favorite, plump white worms slathered in honey. Once you eat a glazed wriggler, you'll never want any other treat. I don't know if that's true. They all look tasty, yes. Which to choose? I think I'll go with the meat. I really want to say chewy skewer, just because it's so fun to say. Have the chewy skewer. Yes, put some spice in your step. You won't feel the cold this night. Probably not the next one either. You have the gold? And done. One Boberite honor buys you 10 sides of lizard meat. That's a lot. I think. eating sounds. Did I die from the spice? No, I would eat it all. That's mean. What's wrong with it? What an appetite, what a belly. A new legend is born in Mord's Soak. Sook? Yeah, Sook. Sorry. Consider your coin purse cracked. I'm pleased to accept your custom, and Gen will be pleased that you honored ours. I'm dying. Keeping the merchandise down, yes. No returns. No returns. Interesting. I was watching from here, Muconics. You honored our custom and with great relish. You will always be welcome in Mord's. If you need anything in Amarang, we are here to provide. Cool. You have courage, my friend. Ron's wares are more exotic than harmful, but I don't envy you the bellyache you'll have on the morrow. Right. Now that you've eaten, I expect you're eager to get back on the road. Would you mind if we delayed our departure a touch? I have a few details left to close before I can conclude my business here in Mordsook. Yes. Can't really just go on my own. Oh, offering your services, are you? Aye, well, an assistant would certainly help hurry things along. I have a receipt here for some goods that need picking up from the market. All properly paid for. You'll just need to do the lifting and carrying. Yes. I'll go and take care of some last-minute haggling then. See you in a bit. You may view the market receipt at any time during this quest by using the relevant item in the key items menu. Oh, they're not just gonna be marked for me? That's interesting. Oh, they are. Never mind. Hungry again already? You have a strong stomach, friend, but I wouldn't eat those. Oh, I guess everything is like that, and I'm supposed to get the right things, maybe? Table cactus? Iron ore. Okay. You're gonna get that stuff in just a second. I'm going to very, very quickly take a restroom break. Give me just a minute. Be right back. We've had some luck with the overlays loading it. That's nice. What, Simba? You're so sad. Okay. Okay, puts the receipt here. Table cactus. We'll just pull this up then. From Thon Thon. Okay, here's one of them. Cassard sent you, didn't he? Right. Yes, what kind of ore was it again? Iron ore, of course. That would explain the box I have here. It's all yours. I don't think that's anything that we need anyways. This is the cactus. You came in with Cassard, yes? Good, good. I could finally stop thinking about that sack. Please, take your prickly purchase. Okay. The antiques? Oh, that's what this is? Hey, no touching. That merchandise is spoken for. You couldn't possibly change my mind with a better offer. What? Cassard sent you? Why didn't you say so? I wouldn't dream of selling his goods to a higher bidder. No, no, no. Nabatha rang relics, wasn't it? All packed in that box there. Handle with care. Okay. Simba, please be nice. Ooh. Oh, there they go. Never mind. Simba! Don't tell me you've been around the entire market already. Yeah, I'm no stranger to these quests, sir. Nothing for me. Aye, that's the lot, alright. Good work. Quick work, too, considering you've not set foot in the place before. I'd thought you wanted to sit in the city like the Exarch, but something tells me you're not a stranger to visiting strange lands. Unfortunately, your efficiency presents something of a problem. I'd hoped to conclude all my business before you returned, but it seems there's been some confusion over one of the orders I placed. I have to drag in my middleman to sort this mess out. Sorry to make you sit around and twiddle your thumbs. Cassard? It feels like an age since I last saw you. Oh, if it isn't the lovely Tesleen. It has been a while, but your timing couldn't be better. This lady was on her way to meet with Alize. I'm supposed to be taking her to your corner of the desert, but a misplaced order has commandeered my attention. Wait, I know who you are. No, you don't. Oh, Alize told me so much about you. You're Buconics, aren't you? Yep. it. How wonderful to meet you in the flesh after hearing all those stories. I'm Tesleen. I work as a carer at the inn, and I've gotten to know Alisaie quite well since she took upon guard duties there. Want me to take you over as Mekonix's guide, Cassard? My shopping's all done and packed for the road, so it would be no trouble. That would be a great help, thank you. Well, it looks like you're able to head straight out after all. My caravan and I will be in the area for a while yet. Seek me out when you've had your fill of Amarang, and I'll send you back to the Crystarium. Sure. Let's go with Tesleen. Alisaie's been desperate to see you, Mekonix, so let's get you to her sooner rather than later. The inn isn't too hard to find, really. You can actually see the top of the rock spires from here. We just need to swing around the ridge, then head south. Come on, I'll get my supplies together and meet you outside. But, oh, I should probably mention the wildlife. While most of them will leave you be if you keep your distance, the local coyotes have learned to prey on folk heading home from the markets. You can usually swing a sword well enough to fend them off, but I may have loaded myself down with too many bargains today. Do you think you can handle any beasts that try to make a meal of us? Ah, an escort. Nice. Thought I was the one being escorted to where we're going. I thought you might. Alisaie was always saying how much you... I mean... Let's get going, shall we? You're just lying dead on the floor on the last boss. We do have time on the timer left with 15 HP. Equals time. Ouch. If I'm being honest, I am not... I mean, obviously, you can tell I'm not far enough to know what you're referring to, but it sounds like a rough time. Oh no, it's just these little things, that's fine. I thought I was gonna have to like follow and not let anybody kill her. Just one coyote? Come on. Get wrecked, coyote. There we go. Sorry, there wasn't much time to shout a warning. Were you bitten? Those things can be nasty. And yet hardly a match for you, it seems. I always thought Alisaie was strong, but in her mind, she was never... Now it makes sense. Well, we should push right on. It might be best if you scout ahead and clear out any coyotes that have our scent. I'll wait here so you can fight without any distractions. Okay. Kinda seems like having me do all the work, but whatever. No time for you, sand mole. Get out of here. Simba. Just whining to whine. Oh boy, 2 coyotes. Coyotes. I said it to be funny, but then it kind of seemed like I didn't know how to say coyotes. taking our turtle. We're in the desert. We gotta get that ether current. Leave me alone, Sandmole. Damn. Nice. I don't know how much time will be spent here, but it can't hurt to pick those up, I guess. Oh, thank goodness you're back. I could hear the howling and snarling from here. Frightful creatures. Let's hope the rest have seen your handiwork and know to avoid us now. I need to get these supplies back to the inn. Hello, bigger turtle. I saw a Lalafell with this mouth the other day and the turtle looked so small. Cute. And yes, I'm going to attune again, so I don't forget. I would. I have many times. This is it. Thanks to you, I didn't have to drop my shopping even once. Come to think of it, I'm glad I didn't make the trip alone. But it seems you ended up escorting me. I did say that, that's true. I'll have to repay the favor somehow, but first, let's head inside, shall we? Welcome to the inn at Journey's Head. You might be our first visitor from the Crystarium since Alizé arrived. Not much, but it's home for the afflicted and a handful of carers. You don't know? I don't think I've met anyone besides Alizé who was so unfamiliar with our situation here. Most folk have grown up knowing someone who knew someone. I might leave out something obvious. Maybe best have Alizé give you the full explanation. Okay. Now where is she? I think she might be out on patrol. You could wait, I suppose, but why not go and surprise her? She usually takes a look at things from the watchtower first. We might be able to catch her there. It's not far. Head out the south side, and you'll soon see it. I'll stay behind in case she comes back while you're gone. Okay. What are these little lizards? My goodness. Sorry. Yeah, things are fine. The cats got a little excited and it sounded so loud because one of them knocked a guitar over, but it's all good. Everybody's good. Just, very jarring. Alice is nowhere to be seen, but you spot fresh footprints on the ground. They look to be about the right size. Yeah, sorry about that. Everything's good. The small footprints lead off to the northwest. These up here, they look like little, machokes or machamps, I can't decide. Footprints continue on to the northwest. Never mind, they do not look like Pokemon. Oh my goodness. Pretty spooky, actually. Go away, I'm trying to do something. The footprints curve around to the west. Okay, fine. I'll at least pull a few over here. So I can at least get to where I'm going. There are more tracks here, but they end in a mess of disturbed sand. That's not a good sign. Oh, no, no.
Get back here!
Oh my goodness.
Is that... It can't be. Ha! Just a lesser sin eater. Nothing to write home about.
I will say the reckless. Yeah. Like that describes her pretty well.
I knew you'd turn up sooner or later, but I had been hoping for sooner.
Really not my fault.
How are you? we've fought them to a standstill then. The Exarch did say that the Empire seemed to have drawn back when he last looked in on the source. But without knowing for sure how fast time was passing there, I couldn't help worrying that a lot might have happened since then. I'm heartily relieved to hear that it hasn't, just as Alphino must have been. As you can imagine, both he and Urianger were desperate to hear the news from home when I arrived. I haven't actually seen Thancred and Y'shtola yet, but they will have heard all the latest developments from the Exarch by now, or should have at least. When I think of how frantic Tataru and the others must be, I want nothing more than to rush back and reassure them. But we still haven't found a way to reverse the summoning. And even if we had, we couldn't just ignore Urianger's vision. He may use 10 words where one would suffice, and they may often obscure as much as they reveal. But on this matter, he was as clear as day. I do not doubt for one moment that he saw what he claims. Nor how difficult it must have been to speak about them. The 8th Umbral Calamity and your death aren't exactly topics for idle conversation. As much as I might want to go home, I don't want to go home to that. We can't allow the rejoining to happen, which means we have to save the first from the Sin Eaters. That great wall of white is a remnant of the flood. 100 years ago, the balance in the first tipped decisively in favor of light. From that moment, it rose and swelled with each passing day, and then, without warning, it burst forth like water from a broken dam. A colossal wave of pure light, drowning everything in its wake. Only Norvrant was spared. For the most part, living things are composed of ether of various different aspects. But when exposed to such a flood, their etheric harmony is shattered, and their natural form breaks down. Then they either perish, or are warped into mindless abominations. Yes, that's how the Sin Eaters came to be. They were once living creatures, or people, that were caught in the path of the flood.
Don't like that.
Once the change is wrought, there is no going back. In that instant, they are gripped by an insatiable appetite for ether, and will happily gorge themselves on any living thing within reach. But even that is not the worst of it. The stronger Sin Eaters can plant light in us, like seeds in soil, corrupting our ether, and triggering the birth of new monstrosities. They are creatures of base instinct, that exist only to feed and to multiply. They feel no pity, know no remorse, and are utterly deaf to reason. Which is why they must be destroyed. Every last one of them. The infirmary is full of the Sin Eaters' victims, left here to spend their final hours waiting for the change to overtake them.
We were talking. I think I said that too quiet. That's what they were talking about at the camp over there. It's just a matter of time, more or less. More for some, less for others. Those patients will all become monsters in the end. And to add insult to injury, the afflicted are feared, shunned, cast out of society, and exiled here to the edge of the world. The only good thing I have to say about this hellish place is that it has served me well as a training ground. Tesleen and the others have also been kind enough to share their knowledge of the Sin Eaters, which is knowledge I can now share with you, while you help me finish my patrol, of course. Level 73. Yay. Here's what we'll do. Take the east side of the inn, and you clear the west. That way you can have an undiluted experience with the resident terrors. These marks on your map are where the usual trouble spots are. You can assume that any beast with a white hide or carapace is a sin eater, but you'll know for sure soon enough when they come slaving after your ether. Remember, kill or be killed with these monsters. Once you've slain whatever's prowling around out there, you can rendezvous back at the north entrance. Good hunting. I've been kind of looking forward to killing some of these to see what they look like, but I don't know, they're just... They did a very good job at making them abnormally creepy compared to other enemies. So we have to get this little tiny lizard. Better let Dracarys come out. Thought he just wasn't gonna care. Okay. Let's get our first Sin Eater. Very exciting. Yahoo! I don't like knowing where they come from now. I find that very worrying and sad. All right. Come on, lizard. I have time for you. They're so cute and small, though. Oh, just none here, I guess? Okay. I imagine there'll be one here since we didn't have one at the last one. Ooh. How did you fare? You did pretty good. Oh, I thought there might be one or two lurking around the fringes. Nothing out of the ordinary for this area. I expect you noticed it yourself, but individually, these lesser sin eaters are no more deadly than your natural predator you might encounter in the desert. When they appear in numbers, that they pose a threat. Much like the void scent, they have an unfortunate tendency to flock to the strongest of their kind. Thus, when a powerful sin eater goes on the hunt, it might be attended by a veritable swarm of weaker kin. Imagine an army of such creatures descending on a village or hamlet. That's the basic idea behind my patrols. To call their ranks often enough that their numbers won't be overwhelming when the big ones come out to play. And you've certainly helped on that front. Let's report our victories to Tesleen, shall we? Shall. Alice tells me you helped out on her patrol. You have our thanks. And my apologies for leading you from one battle to another ever since the moment we met. In any case, I'm glad to see the two of you found each other. You have no idea how badly Alice's missed your company. Everything is always, if Muconix was here, she would. That's an exaggeration, and I don't sound like that either. I was simply trying to view matters from another perspective, and I respect Muconix's methods. Honestly, after seeing her in action, I can understand why. The way she leaps into the fray without hesitation is really something to behold. I might be a little smitten myself. I'm only teasing, though I've no doubt she deserves all the admiration she gets, just as you do. I'd love to lay out a welcome meal, but the duties I put off when I went to the market are still waiting for me. There are 101 things that need doing. I'm sorry. Would you mind waiting here with Alize? What, and twiddle our thumbs while you work yourself to death? Surely there's something we can help you with. I could do with a hand, it's true. Thank you. You can start by helping me sort out the larder, Alize. While we do that, could you tend to a few patients, perhaps? There are 3 in particular I mean to visit. It's just a matter of saying a few words to them and seeing that their skin isn't caked in sand. Their names are Paunil, Todden, and Halric. They may not give much in the way of response, but I promise they'll be pleased to meet someone new. Meringue's music is so good. It is really good. I've enjoyed it a lot so far. Okay. Totten glances up at you blankly, but you notice the tension in his face ease slightly. Okay. Ulrich remains utterly still as you wipe the sand from his cheek. The texture of his skin has hardened into something akin to plaster. Doesn't sound too fun. But I don't think there's really anything I can do about it. You've seen to the patients. How were they? Good. That's good. I knew they would enjoy meeting you. I am concerned about Halric, though. I'll have to speak with the other carers, but I think his time may be near. We shall leave you to have that discussion then. I was going to take Muconix to Mordsuk, if you have any rare errands there that need doing. You were just there. I assume she would get them done then. I suppose there is one thing. Would you pick up a nectarine from the markets, please? God's caravan just passed through, so Ron should have some fresh fruit. Come then, Muconix. There's something I want you to see. Right after we stop at Ron's stall, of course. Okay, we were just there, but that's fine. You know why? Because I attuned. I attuned. Ooh, back again, are you? Need another taste of Ronron's wares? Actually, we're looking to buy a nectarine. Do you have any in stock? Oh yes, nectarines, peaches, grapes, fresh and juicy. Given how richly you crackled your coin purse with me, I might still owe you food. Here, take this one, free of charge. That is empty hands. I've never seen a moored merchant give away something for nothing before. How much coin did you spend here? Just a wee bit. Oh yes, I'll take a jar of honeyed worms as well. Oh no, they're not for me. It's an offering of sorts. Sure. The worms, if you please. Only the best wrigglers for you. Come again, my friends. Right, that's our shopping chores taken care of. Let's head up past the Aetherite to the main tower. The view I want to show you can only be seen from its very top. I have a feeling that's not going to work, but I'll try it. Hey, what do you know? Here are your precious worms. It buys us a trip to the top of the tower, does it not? Lace wrigglers. You actually bought them. I really shouldn't let you, but just this once, alright? Only once. Never fails, shall we? I feel like she's going to get very emotional with me. I miss all of our friends on here. Maybe walking slow.
Look, over there, where the wall is broken. Do you see what lies beyond? That's what the land became after the light flooded in. An empty white nothingness.
Like the burn?
Life cannot exist in such conditions. The primordial light will wreak havoc on the body's etheric balance.
Not like the burn.
That nectarine you bought. It's Halric's favorite fruit. Most of the patients, Halric included, survived the attacks of powerful eaters. But their fate was sealed all the same. The monster's corruption has entered their bodies, and their very essence is being subsumed by light.
I don't like that.
The twisted state of the world itself just makes matters worse. Under normal circumstances, a person's ether naturally tends to equilibrium. But for these poor souls, the opposite is true. Sooner or later, every single one of them will turn. Tesleen and the patients, they all know this. They know what has to be done before the change goes too far, before the eater within takes over. The preferred method is mixing poison into their favorite food. In my time here, I've borne witness to a lot of last meals. I feel just as helpless as before. No matter how hard I fight, it's never enough. But it's a war I mean to wage, nonetheless. Speaking of wars, do you remember how I made you promise not to leave me and then promptly collapsed?
Sorry, that's not funny, but the way she said it.
Well, let's just say I had a few choice words for the Exarch concerning the timing of his summons.
I've heard.
But even if the fault lay with someone else, I couldn't shake the feeling that I'd abandon you on the battlefield. So I swore that I'd make up for my absence there by making a difference here. And that's what keeps me moving forward, even when things seem hopeless. On which note, it's time we headed back. The longer we keep Tesleen waiting, the harder this will be for her.
I guess that's why she didn't get it before. She didn't know how close it was, I guess. I'm glad I was able to show you that. When it comes to understanding the catastrophe which fell the first, one glimpse of the empty wasteland beyond the wall is worth more than an hour of Uriange's lecturing. And I needed you to know, beyond a doubt, that Tesleen has no other choice. The nectarine will be a kindness. It isn't just a threat posed to others. When a person becomes an eater, the pain appears to be excruciating. The carers are truly fond of their wards, and it would spare them that suffering. It is their way of fighting back against a fate worse than death. Even the early parts, the much lighter parts, I'm sure, of this expansion are just so heavy. Alright, we could just go there. You're back. I hope you had a nice time. Did you manage to find a nectarine? Thank you. Alice has explained why I wanted this, has she? I can see it in your eyes. But we may not need it just yet. I spoke with the others, and we've decided to keep an eye on Halric for now. Thanks to you, though, if his time does come suddenly, we'll be ready to send him on his way with a taste of happier days. Did not expect a quest called A Purchase of Fruit to be so bad. Well, nothing is going to happen for a little while yet, so let's see if we can lighten the mood. We don't want our gloomy faces worrying the patients. It's time for that welcome meal, don't you? I think it's time for that welcome meal, don't you? Take a seat and I'll make us a nice stew.
Speak up if you'd like another helping. I made a little bit more than usual today.
And you've added something special to the broth, if I'm not mistaken.
Aye, well, it's not often we have visitors from the Crystarium, so I may have thrown in a few extra bits and bobs.
Yeah, I love all the little, we had the one we were, with the mole as well. Museum step. Like, just a nice little quest of everybody, like, eating together, just, like, having a kind of nice time for a change.
That's what I like to hear. Give me a moment to warm up the pot.
It is steaming.
In a place like this, you learn to take what moments of happiness you can get. I remember when I first came here with my mother. She was showing the early signs.
Oh.
I knew there was no way to save her, but I just couldn't face what needed to be done. That's the way of it for most people. Why they travel from arms to stay here. Beaten, broken souls come to wait out the inevitable, to receive the mercy of a painless death. When my mother finally left this world, I was mad with grief, but also thankful that her passing was a peaceful one. It's never easy, ending a life you've cared for, even when you believe they go on to a better place. I often find myself wishing the Warrior of Darkness would come and do that part for me.
The Warrior of Darkness?
You've never heard the tale? I'm not sure where it began, but every child in Norvrant could tell you a version of it. Warrior of Darkness, servant of death, take care of our souls at our dying breath. Let sinners and eaters of sin go with thee, that all may return to the sunless sea. Well, that's the version I was taught anyway. It's just an old bedtime story. He's certainly never deigned to visit us here.
Which is a good thing, surely. He sounds rather ominous.
Do you think so? I always liked the idea that he treated every soul the same, even the Sin Eaters.
They're coming.
Desleen! Have you seen Halric? I swear, I only took my eyes off him for a moment.
You can't let's say we have to go look for Halvik. I don't know what's gotten into him, but if he's wandering out there alone, we'll assign search areas and split up. Any idea where he might be headed? No, he's never done anything like this before. But it can't be a coincidence that the other patients are suddenly so agitated. They can sense something. In any case, let's keep the search close to the inn. Halvik isn't very sure on his feet, so he won't have gone far. I'll search the east side. Please, Halvik. Please be alright. I'll cover the north and west then. You take everything from here to the south. Depending on how long this is, this might be our last quest for today. We'll have to see. You see no sign of Halric. Maybe he went further west. Scan your surroundings in search of Halric and suddenly find yourself under attack. Oh. Okay. It's not here though, I guess. Those are terrifying when you actually see them up close. I like that. Toll. Don't like it at all. Cutscene. Guessing we found him.
Any sign of him? No luck then. But he surely can't have gone far. We should keep looking. The Sin Eaters are out in force, and if we don't find him soon, you can be sure they will.
Oh, wow.
Did you see the size of that thing? It must be one of the nasty ones. Wherever it's going, it can only mean trouble.
There it is!
Oh boy.
Is that... Oh no! Halric! We have to run!
Oh, oh.
Tesling! No!
We all deserve happiness, wherever we can find it. The time left to you is precious. No one should die in pain. Mother, I...
Oh my god, if this is the beginning of the expansion, what is this? Welcome to Shadowbringers. Thanks. Certainly shaping up to be... I mean, I don't know. I'd say I was expecting the worst, but I can't really imagine it, if that makes sense. I did the Alizé questline first. Nice. That's, a little bit darker than the other one, I'd say. My exact words were, well, that got dark quick. Yeah, pretty quick. That was definitely the one that, that she turned into was definitely the most frightening one I've seen so far. That was a little... that was a lot. Alright, Mechanics. I tried to tell the carers what happened, but I can't be the shoulder they lean on. Not like this. It's just so unfair. Esleen was always so cheery with the patients, telling them not to be scared. There wouldn't be any pain. All the people in the world to suffer such a fate. It's just a love tap. The story's just warming up. I can imagine. I say that, but at this point I really can't imagine. But I'm just gonna get to see, I guess. I am excited. The emotions make me a lot more invested in it, so... I was really emotionally invested into Heaven's Word. Maybe not so much in Stormblood, and so far a lot into this one. And I'm sure it will get much deeper than the feelings I had for Heaven's Word were. There's a reason it's called Fieldsbringer. Yeah, I am starting to see that ring true. I imagine you're just as shocked as the rest of us, so I appreciate what you're doing here. Me? I can barely... I don't have the words. Without a body, we can't even give her a proper burial. She cared about that sort of thing. About giving people the chance to say their goodbyes. The way he just watched it, like, not his fault, but the way that he just watched it, like, not caring at all was just so unsettling. Ulrich is as unresponsive as ever. He stands motionless, staring up into the sky where the Sen Eaters made their escape. Wow. Oh. I don't know how long the next quest will be, so we might wrap it up with one of our shorter streams today. I want to make sure I get plenty of time in to be prepared for my new schedule. I won't be back tomorrow, but I will be back Wednesday, and then we will be here Wednesday, Thursday, new day, Friday, and Sunday is also one of my new days. So, you know what, we'll do one more at least. I feel like that was a good stopping point. I mean, it was, but it wasn't, you know. Maybe I'll leave it on a slightly nicer note than that. Thank you. What you're doing, it means a lot to them. To me. Sorry to interrupt. We realized we hadn't thanked you for rescuing Halric. You weren't hurt at all, were you? Hurt? There wasn't even a fight. It was too late, too slow. I thought I could protect you. You can't blame yourself for things beyond your control. You brought Halrick's back safe and sound. No one could have done any more. Sorry, but I've come to a decision. I won't be continuing my role here. I hope you will forgive me for leaving you, and that you will delay Halrick's last meal for as long as you possibly can. Not until it's too late, of course. Just give him what time you can. We always do. Of course. She would have done the same. Farewell, Halrick. Keep Teslene's words close to your heart. Think. Man. Wait, you're leaving this very moment? I understand how you must feel, but surely this is a bit hasty. You even have anywhere to go. I have a I have a destination in mind, yes, and a purpose. This damned light, building without ease. It's the reason we can't save those corrupted by the Eaters. But what if we corrected the balance? Even if it were only little by little, even if it took years, it would surely make things better. Now, hold on there. Everyone knows there's too much light, but how could you ever hope to get rid of it? You'd have to change the whole world. That's right. Should return to the Crystarium. I may not be able to repel the Eaters on my own, but I can still use the skills I have gained here to hurt them. So yeah, I think if we're going back to the Crystarium, that would be a better stopping point if I can bring myself to stop there. I'm glad I've added more days to my schedule, because man, it can be hard to tear myself away from the story. I had a hard enough time when it was just the very first quests. Okay. We gotta go meet her on the edge of the map. At least travel from there. You know, I bet there was a Chocobo porter I could have got there. Or a Amaro porter, sorry. Chocobos are not quite as commonplace here, it seems. Invisible turtle. Being invisible. There we go. Visible turtle. He's visible. He's visible. Oh, they were one of the first, like the earlier ones in, I don't know, somewhere. They were one of the first enemy types that I don't know if I'm just like, wow, those look really nice. I don't know what the point of that was. I thought they looked cool. One of the first, like, bigger, like, kind of more frightening enemies that I saw. Those are so cute. Or the armadillos. They remind me of, a lowland sand shrew. And sand slash. With the, like, blue and purple tones going on. I guess there was not an Amaro porter here, maybe. Forgive me, Buconics. Couldn't stay there a moment longer. But I was serious about what I said. While the men and women at the inn battle against this blight with kindness, I must fight in my own way. With steel. Alize, is there anything I can get you? Your swiftest tomorrow. I need to return to the Crystarium immediately. As you wish. Back to the Crystarium. To the Crystarium. I need to quit popping off my keycaps and fidgeting with them. Remind me to wear goggles if we ever fly over Amarang again. I barely got the sand out of my eyes. But the wind did help to clear my mind. At least. I think I'm ready to meet with the Exarch. We need to speak about how we're going to wipe the Sin Eaters out, shall we? I want to jump down there again, that was kind of fun. Bonk. 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 What? Can't believe I'm sproutless. Guess I can now. It's not very new. To the ocular. Thank you for seeking me out, Econics. It meant a lot to have you there at my side. And looking at Alphino, I'd say he's as eager to begin this discussion as I am. I say we lay out our experiences before the Exarch and step back to see what kind of picture they make. Then we can decide where to go from there. Okay, we'll do this one. And then I will finally make some dinner.
And so you return. Have you gained a better understanding of the crisis now faced by the First?
Better is not the word I would use. Some lands may have been spared the flood, but the survivors live only to suffer. There seems no end to the horrors inflicted by the Sin Eaters.
Indeed. Those abominations are a calamity in their own right. And I can well imagine how hopeless the task of eradicating them must seem to you.
Space, thank you so much for the follow. I hope you are having a great day. We are getting towards the end of our stream today. This is our second day in Shadowbringers. So, you're having a good day. What are you up to? Anything fun?
But after countless battles and untold sacrifice, we have identified a potential weakness.
Hey, you're also Slytherin? Very cool. I've got like a little banner back there. You might be able to see it. Pretty prideful of my house, I guess. Night here. It's 10 p.m. for me. I'm not sure if it's. I mean, I guess that's night here. Considering how late I stay up some days, I can like, oh, it's early here, but it is night for me as well.
Sin Eaters are drawn to serve the strongest of their kind, a class of creature we call Light Wardens. And from what we have been able to ascertain, only a handful of these entities exist.
In that case, I hope you're having a good night.
Just as an ant colony will perish in the absence of its queen, we believe that the death of a Light Warden will cause the lesser creatures within its sphere of influence to disperse.
Just started playing Final Fantasy XIV yesterday. Looking for some streamers for the game. Awesome. I hope you enjoy it. It's a really good community. I have some friends that I got into the game somewhat recently, and they're having a lot of fun starting out. Kind of overwhelming at first, but there's so many people willing to help out. There's been good things, and yours, mine's been pretty good. Loving the hell out of Shadowbringers. I'll make some ramen noodles here in a bit, so I'm having a good day.
I have a feeling Yulmor might have something to say about any concerted action we take against these monsters. Forthra's command over the Sin Eaters is integral to Yulmoran society. In seeming to guarantee his people's safety, it guarantees their obedience. He will not take kindly to us depriving him of such useful allies.
Agreed. Thus we will need to occupy or otherwise divert his forces whilst we proceed with the business of eliminating the Wardens. Until we have done so, all other considerations must be set aside if we are to forestall the 8th
insomnia, but still a good night working 3 hours. Damn. I hope you get some coffee or a nap afterwards, hopefully. Any tips for a newbie? Unlock everything. All of your blue quests with the plus sign. Everybody tells newcomers that, and I didn't listen, and now I have a bunch of stuff to go backwards and unlock. And I'm kind of working through that off stream. So definitely listen to that. Definitely. And pay attention to the story. I know the story's not everybody's thing, but if that's something you'd like, then the story adds a lot of the experience to the game, I think.
Your uncertainty is understandable, given the circumstances. Perhaps a more detailed explanation is in order. To begin at the beginning, then.
But yeah, if you see the blue quests with the plus sign, do them. Do not have multiple expansions worth of things to go backwards and unlock because you missed out on a bunch of them. Because you just wanted to go through the story. Oh wow.
In the ancient past, a single star was divided into 14 worlds. This is the source, your home. These others are the 13 shards, in whose number we find the first. Though physically separate, they retain a connection to each other, and with the source especially.
I'm level 19, so I just came to another zone, and there was this blue quest for archery. Should I start it right now? If it's a job quest, definitely do those as soon as they are available. You get whenever you so many levels. I don't remember how many levels it is in the beginning. But yeah, when you have 5 levels, yeah. I can't remember because it changes as you go later on. But yeah, if you have those, as soon as you have them available, you should definitely get on them because some of them give you new job skills in gear and stuff. It's important. So those, along with there are just quests with the plus signs on them they just unlock certain features in the game, and you definitely want to do them. Some of them are a lot more important than I realized.
Now, let us assume that a given element in one of the shards attains abnormal ascendancy. Just as water will flow from the highest point to the lowest, the excess energy will begin trickling into the source.
I need to go back a little and do it. Yeah. Those, and I guess what else I would say is just like, I don't feel compelled to like rush the story to catch up with everybody for Endwalker, the new expansion in November. Just kind of do whatever is fun to you. You can try crafting or gathering or get lost in the golden saucer and spend all your time there like I did. There's a lot to do, so just don't rush yourself for the sake of catching up to everyone because you've got plenty of time. They're not going anywhere.
And such an influx of ether will of course exert a palpable influence. If the element in question were fire, then drought and wildfires might ensue. If it were ice, one might expect the weather to turn bitterly cold. As ether continues to pour in, such phenomena will become more and more extreme, until eventually, a single, untimely event triggers a disaster which cracks the barrier dividing the two worlds. What was once a trickle now becomes a deluge, sweeping the shard along to be rejoined with the source. At the same time, the element which held sway in the shard is unleashed in full. Its energies amplifying the original disaster to truly catastrophic proportions. An earthquake thus magnified might strike with enough force to shatter continents. A tidal wave might swell to a size capable of drowning entire nations. These devastating events are what we refer to as umbral calamities. 7 times has a calamity befallen the source. 7 times has a shard been absorbed.
Lots of calamities here.
At present, the light-drowned realm of the First stands perilously close to meeting the conditions for a rejoining.
Don't have anyone who plays it, so just every side quest and all I can. Yep. That's good. It's good to not have, sometimes when you like are playing with someone else, you kind of like, I don't know, like if they want to rush the story, you kind of have to rush the story. So good that you can do it on your own terms. Enjoyed watching some tips for beginners videos on YouTube. That helps for sure. Should just concentrate on MSQ and then do your job quests when they pop. Yeah, I guess what I kind of would have worded that as, just don't, you don't have to like worry about, you don't have to like put off like the story or anything to unlock, to do all of those other unlock quests with the plus sign. But I guess what I meant to say was just don't leave them for as long as I did, because it put me very behind on a lot of stuff. But there are some that you definitely want to pick up, like, yeah, there are other blue quests besides job that will unlock things like optional dungeons, glamoring, dyeing gear. Yeah, you'll definitely probably want to do the ones for the dyes and glamoring and all that kind of stuff, if that's something you're into.
It is the Sin Eaters who are to blame for the light's continued dominance. In addition to attracting their lesser kin, the Light Wardens I mentioned earlier radiate ether, saturating every corner of their territory with light. Even here in the flood-spared region of Norvrant, their influence is strong enough to banish night from the sky. Thus, if we are to restore balance to the First and head off a potential calamity, it is imperative that we put each and every Light Warden to the sword.
We've been doing our best to take the fight to the enemy ever since we first heard the Exarch's explanation.
Though we have yet to claim any meaningful victories if truth be told. Apart from being confoundingly elusive, the Light Wardens possess a troublesome quality which compelled us to delay our plans until such time as you arrived.
Forgive the interruption, my lord, but Hallminster Switch is requesting reinforcements.
Oh no.
They say the Sin Eaters are attacking in force, and the village could soon be overrun.
Oh no. Angry base. Didn't need the plus sign side quest.
Alert the guard. We should be prepared in case the fighting reaches the Crystarium.
As your MSQ dungeons and blues should give you enough for your main, yeah. Level up another class using those plus sign quests, so you could do that, yeah. Definitely, if you're like not enjoying the class you picked up at first as much, just see what else is there.
You have command of our forces in the field, Captain, but hold off on entering the town until I arrive. That goes for Alphino and Alize as well.
My lord.
Oh, but I should say in saying that, don't spend too much time trying out all of the first jobs.
Such a fight will provide you with far greater insight than any explanation I could offer.
Because there are some of the classes that were added in later expansions, you have to have another job to a certain level, say like 50, 60, before you can unlock those jobs. So you'll want to, if there's like one of those jobs that you're waiting for, I would stick with one job just long enough to get those. Thanks for the advice, no problem. When you get a new skill, read it and see how it interacts with other skills. Yeah, definitely like sit and study them, figure out how they work, add some training dummies or something. Definitely, yeah. Elminster Switch is in the north of Lakeland, so we'd best make haste with our preparations. In fact, meet me outside the Crystarium at the crossroads northwest of the Ascensor Gate, and I shall lead you there myself. The game assumes you know nothing about MMOs, so they walk you through most things. Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, the game is holding my hand real hard. It's good though. Tries to make sure that you understand everything about what you're doing. Okay, where are we going? Okay, right outside of there. Right, that's not too far of a walk. I forgot to ask Father Space, what server are you playing on? And also feel free to add me as a friend in the game. I have a brand new FC that I made, depending on where you're playing. I hope that will be fun. Oh, I'm an EU. That's okay. Would be cool, but is you're in NA? Yeah, I am. But of course, there will be data center travel soon enough. Read all the help. There are some things that may slip by you. Definitely. They seem kind of annoying in the beginning because there's so many things popping up. But definitely just take a second to read them. The game's not going anywhere, so a few extra minutes of reading just to make sure you're getting everything. There are some things that I missed out on because I just kind of flicked through everything. Spend some time going through the character configuration and system config. Yes, definitely. There are a lot of good options on there. Yeah, I'm in a, yeah, I think. At the Adventuring Guilds and the Starter Cities is a new player guide that'll teach you some of the basics. Give you some decent, yes, definitely. Definitely do the, what is it, the Hall of the Novice? Definitely do that. The Ring is really good. You definitely want to get that if you haven't. They're really easy to go through too. I think there's like 6 or 7 little fights that you do that just teach you some like really basics. But the gear is definitely worth sitting through them for a few minutes. First thing I did was go through all the configs, buying key bindings, change HUD and such, reading the help, and cool. Okay, good, yeah. Good, yeah, Hall of the Novice is definitely something I forgot to recommend. All set. If we follow this road north, we will arrive at the northern staging point. The village itself lies not far beyond. Quickly now. Okay, if this is... seems like it's leading up to something kind of important, and we haven't had a dungeon yet, so if this is our first dungeon, we'll definitely have to save it for Wednesday. The gear is so good. Yeah, definitely. That ring stat-wise is good till 50. XP bonus only applies to level 30 and below. Yeah. I noticed that it was in my recommended gear for a long time. Level 30, you get a chopstone that you need to equip. Yeah. Sometimes that does get kind of missed in the game. Definitely want to make sure you do that, and you don't. I've heard there's some people that like have unequipped them, or like just because, even for just these are so cute. Just because like they're like, oh no, I think Archer is cooler. Like you definitely want to have that so that you can. I'm trying to say, you need to be able to get the skills later on, and those come through your job, so. I believe you said something about archery quests, so you'll get the Bard chopstone. Very cool. Bard was the first class that I stuck with, and I mained it for a long time until I unlocked Dancer. Holminster Switch is just past these gates and through the woods. Not exactly a near neighbor to the Crystarium, but we occupy the same region, so we've built up something of a cooperative relationship. What can we expect inside, Captain? The town is beset by a swarm unlike any we have seen in the recent years. We did our best to evacuate the villagers, but as many as half remain. Judging by the number of eaters present, we have good reason to believe that a light warden leads to the attack. Convenient. Seems we'll have our chance to slay a warden sooner than we expected. One does not simply slay a warden. Has no one told you what happens if you defeat one of those fiends? They hold more light inside than all of their underlings put together. It can be struck down, aye, but its essence won't dissipate like the weaker kind. Vile either will billow outwards and envelop the nearest living being. A reckless young swordsman, perhaps. Swordswoman. And turn her into a brand new warden. Great. You can leave that particular quandary to us. I must ask that the guards stand down and allow us to engage this leader of eaters alone. Concentrate on the survivors. We must save every life we can. But what if... Understood, my lord. Captain of the guard, however, I will not watch you brave such danger without an escort from our ranks. I insist that I go with you. Very well. Then our warden slaying party shall include myself, the Liviers, Captain Lena, and last but not least, me. You also need to clear a specific MSQ for the level 30 job quest for the jobstone. Yes, that is true. Just got to the new zone where I got the vote for archery questline. Cool. You'll definitely want to do those as soon as they unlock. Skip that, sorry. We're going. Yes, I was right. This is the instance dungeons encountered in the Shadowbringers main scenario quest can be completed solo, alongside a supporting party of NPCs. That's right. The trust system, I believe it's called. To make use of this feature, simply speak with one of your NPC companions near the entrance to the instance, and select the option to form a party. When forming a party, you will need to follow the same role restrictions imposed when using the Duty Finder. Alternatively, you can find party members via the Duty Finder as usual. Complete the instance with fellow players instead. Marauder, cool, nice. Yes, trust, yeah. Pretty cool. But this dungeon, which I imagine we're going to do with actual people, even though it is a very cool system that I will definitely have to try out at some point, we're gonna have to save that for Wednesday. But I will be back then. I'm so excited to continue this, honestly. It has been so much darker already than I imagined. And it's getting so good, and I know it's just gonna get worse from there, but I'm excited. But I have everything posted on my channel. I've got it all updated. I have a new schedule. I've added Thursday and Sunday to my regular days that I had previously. At the same time, as usual, 7 p.m. Eastern. I have all of it on my schedule, which like converts to everybody's like time zone or whatever. And I have my socials there. I have a Discord that I'm trying to get fun, where there's trying to make fun, I guess is what I meant to say. Nice meeting you too. Trying to say. I have some channels for like G poses and other fun stuff like that. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I always post about stuff on my Instagram, like changes to schedule or anything, but anyways, yeah, I will be back here Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, and I'm so excited to have more days on my schedule this week. But besides that, hope everyone has a nice night. Hope you guys have a nice night too. I appreciate everyone hanging out so much. And I'm super excited to be back Wednesday. And hope everyone has a very nice night, day, whatever. Drink your water, all of that stuff. Good night, everyone. Thank you for the stream. Thank you for hanging out in the stream. I appreciate it a ton. And hope everyone has a really nice night. Bye.